Hey, Spuddies! Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Battlestar Galactica, Scattered Hopes. Now, I'm going to give you the elevator pitch for this game. It is a narrative-driven, tactical roguelike with a deep strategic survival layer. You're going to go from tactical battle to tactical battle, and in between each tactical battle you're going to have to allocate resources to try to keep your fleet alive, because there's a sort of a parallel narrative happening here where you're a Gunstar captain leading a human fleet to survival, hopefully. Now, I'm a huge fan of Battlestar Galactica. I really like the board games, the TV show. Love it. And if you're watching the video right now, that means this game is available right now. So go ahead and check out the link in the description, because this video is published by Dotemu. And Dotemu is a great publisher, actually. They've published two really banger games that I like, amongst others. They published Metal Slug Tactics and Pharaoh: A New Age, two games I really like. I just never got around to actually playing them on the channel. The developer of this game is Alt Shift, who developed another game that I really love called Crying Sons, which is great both on PC and on mobile. I primarily played it on mobile. I think I got it as part of the Google Play Pass or something, or maybe I bought it, I don't remember. Crying Sons, also a fantastic game, which is why I'm so excited to bring you Battlestar Galactica, Scattered Hopes, because this game is dripping with vibes. I think they really managed to capture the feeling with this, and the art style, the music, the gameplay, the decisions, the narrative, they all intertwine beautifully in a wonderful way. And that's why, now, you guys know I don't take sponsorships unless I think it's a good game, and let me tell you, this is a banger. Okay, if you're interested at all in a narrative tactical roguelike with a deep strategic survival layer, go click the link and buy this game. Support indie games. These guys have knocked it out of the park as far as I'm concerned. And this is the 1.0. It's a full release. It's not early access or anything like that. It's bang, ready to be played from start to finish. I think there's about 30 hours in a campaign. So let's go ahead and jump in, and I'll show you. So what I've done so far is I've played the tutorial. I played the tutorial about 40 minutes and I was like, oh, I'm in. Like, that's how long it took me. So usually, to give you a little bit of context here, usually when I play a game, I give myself about 30 minutes, and then I'll be like, okay, do I like the game? Do I want to play it? Do I want to sponsor it? I played 48 minutes of the tutorial, and I was like, yes, please accept this sponsorship. I don't even care what the price is. Like, let's just go. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into my save file here, just so that we can actually get to grips with some of the mechanics that the game has. Now, normally when you play the game, you'll be playing through the tutorial, and you'll get a bunch of events and, backstory and all that sort of stuff. And it'll sort of build you up to this point that we are at. So this is my fleet. We have this ship right here in the center. This is my Callisto class Gunstar. This is my main fighting ship. Although, having said that, I do also have a hangar filled with juicy smaller ships like this common Viper here. You can get rarer versions of ships. There's a sort of upgrade mechanic in the game, and these ships can get level ups when we use them in the tactical battle. We've got a Raptor here, very cool, and then we've also got a Wolf. Actually, my Raptor has a level up, and I've already leveled it up. I've got a hero here who is a veteran pilot, so his wing will have much higher HP. His squadron will have higher HP, and so we can actually upgrade the Raptor itself, if I recall correctly. So we're going from level 1 to level 2. Now the Raptor is kind of more of a support sniper ship. We can get auto repair foam, which would make this a very tanky ship, being able to repair hull points. We don't tend to be taking a lot of damage right now, though, in the game that I've been playing. But I do like the idea of increasing its primary damage while reducing its hull. That's kind of an interesting idea. Or we could take evasive maneuvers, which would give us a huge amount of evasion to be able to dodge enemy attack. The thing is, the higher that this unit's damage is, the more likely it is to one-shot enemies, which is kind of a very interesting idea. On the other hand, being able to tank damage and just auto repair through stuff could be really powerful too, especially because it already has this veteran pilot giving an extra HP. I'm kind of interested in this auto repair, even though it probably doesn't really do a whole lot right now. So we're going to return to our fleet. Now, we have a couple of problems that we need to deal with. But before we talk about that, let's talk about our other ships. So we've got a mining ship. And what this does is every time we do a jump, we'll get a small amount of this resource up here called scrap. Scrap is used for research, I believe. I think there's a couple of other uses for it, but like there's a whole research tech tree here, and you upgrade these systems. So like fleet logistics will give us extra health. Hull reinforcements gives our main ship extra health. Fleet health is basically like, this is like, if this runs 0, you're dead. This allows us to have better critical hits. This gives us extra more weapons. This gives us extra squadrons. And then this gives us extra evasion. So there's a bunch of really cool stuff in here that you can unlock. I'm not going to unlock anything right now. Let's go ahead and return to our fleet. The bar is new for me. I haven't actually clicked on that yet. So we'll have over here on the left, we'll have a bunch of events that we can deal with. And basically, time is going to tick down here in the bottom right as we engage with different events until it reaches this sort of Cylon Dratus contact over here in the bottom right, and that means we're going to be going into a tactical battle. So we kind of have a few turns, quote unquote, to deal with stuff before we have to go to a battle and suffer the consequences of getting into a fight. So this is our hull, and this is our fleet health. This is basically the state of the population and the crew in our fleet. So like, you know, if there's a lot of disease, this bar will start to trickle down, but if you find some civilian survivors, this will start to refill. Similarly, our Gunstar has some health, it can be repaired. We can invest time to get certain resources. So for example, we could invest 2 time units to get Tillium, and we are quite low on Tillium, which is a bit of a problem. So let's go ahead and have a look at some of these events that we have. So we've got a mining rig that we could deal with. This would get us some scrap. We could spend a hero action point on this to gain extra. We've also got a green planet, so we could potentially get some supply. These are very useful for certain events. Or we could get a refinery wreck. And I think the fact that our Tillium reserve is so low, I feel like we need to go for that +4 Tillium. Plus, I believe one of these guys has travel planner, which will actually give him an extra Tillium for taking part in this refinery wreck event. So I'm going to go ahead and assign him to this job. This should level him up too. So we're going to go ahead and siphon the fuel tank from this refinery wreck. Boom. So that should be 4 total or something. I don't remember how much we were getting. This guy almost leveled up. He's at 20 out of 25 XP. So that's great. However, time has advanced, and so we need to think carefully about how we want to spend resources. Now, this botanical cruiser, which does produce supplies every jump, has suffered a critical effect. And basically, what this is telling us here is as the health of this ship goes lower, it will start to spawn negative effects as we jump. And basically, it'll spawn sort of a increasingly difficult challenge the lower its health is. So trying to keep its health high is actually really important. To minimize the risks of this, we can of course repair them or get the critical systems installation in the R&D lab. So you can see here, this is a minor critical effect threshold. If the hull points go under this threshold during a battle, this ship will spawn a minor negative situation in the next sector. And I believe this right here is a crisis. Versus this is a major negative situation. So we would like to avoid dealing with this, but do we want to spend so much scrap on this? We could go to the R&D lab. We would have to get 2 upgrades to get rid of this critical effect threshold on civilian ships. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and just repair this twice, I think, to get it above the critical threshold. Now we do have the option to train the crew, which does take time. However, getting to higher levels does get you more resources and more maximum hull. It would be nice to have a surplus of scrap. So I'm going to go ahead and obtain some scrap here. I could just do the regular one. It does cost a Tillium. Neither of these guys have a particularly important ability. So I tell you what, I'm going to put this guy in charge. He'll collect that scrap for me so we can refill our scrap reserves. And now we're going to deal with a crisis. We have a crisis commander, so we've got to access the CIC. One problem at a time. This is our crisis that we're dealing with. Commander, the FTL jump report doesn't look good. Our Gunstar is not fitted for these operations. It will be damaged if we keep on like this. With a bit of time and some additional resources, we could prevent future wear and tear, or we could assign some engineers to maintain the FTL drive. Why wouldn't we just do that? Do we need to spend time and resources in solving this? Considering our situation, everything is now about choosing our priorities. Short term versus long term. Resources against manpower. So we can take a bunch of damage now and have to spend resources to repair the ship and potentially get closer to dying and losing. Or we can make it more expensive to repair our ships over the next 3 sectors and take no damage. I'm going to go ahead and try to take the crisis on head on. So we've got to fix malfunctioning systems. We can spend 2 supply on this or a hero point. And then we've got the calibrate the FTL systems. We can spend 4 supply or a hero point. I think what we'll do is we'll spend 2 supply on this one to fix the malfunctioning systems. That's a nice step forward on the crisis. And then we're going to go ahead and calibrate the FTL system using a hero action, because that's just more resource efficient as far as I'm concerned. And so we've managed to succeed in the crisis. The FTL issue has been found and repaired. The Gunstar shouldn't be affected at all. Your team did well, Sergeant. Just doing my job, sir. Okay, excellent. So we've managed to bypass this problem. Your attention is needed, Commander. While dismantling some obsolete machines on the Asham, which is one of our civilian ships, workers there found scrap. Awesome. And they want to give it to us. Whatever you need detailed information about the fleet to make a decision, you click your fleet summary. So let me have a look here. So this would make the worker faction more influential. So here's our fleet summary. I don't know how to see. This whole faction thing is actually new to me. I haven't seen this before. So this would be worth... this is a difficult choice because I don't know what the current status of the workers is. I'm going to let the workers increase their power. That's fine. Extra scrap is good. Your relationship with this faction or its influence in the fleet has changed. You can learn more about the factions at the top right here. Okay, so this is the faction introduction. So the workers are influential, the military is influential, and the underworld is influential. And our relations with each of them is fair. I imagine these can go up or down, and they will give you opportunities based on their status. Excellent. Okay, so that one was a new gameplay mechanic for us. Now we do have the bar as well, which is another new gameplay mechanic for me. The bar reeks of cheap alcohol, which is probably why there's so few people in here. So discuss a special perk with our XO. Commander. This is Horatius Fernandez. I've met an interesting fellow here, a scientist, expert in armament systems. She said she could help upgrades or even a new system for the Gunstar. What do you say? Plus 20% damage dealt by all allied units or effects and 20% speed to squadrons for 2 sectors. Or we can gain auxiliary systems. I think I would like an auxiliary system. I think that could do a lot more for me, depending on what we get. So we got a fleet radio. All fleet health losses are reduced by 20%. That's super good. Now I'm just wondering, where do I actually equip that? Okay, it's up here. We've got some old tech here. Because we're using old tech, our ships are cheaper to repair. And then we've got a fleet radio, which means all fleet health losses, which is this here, will be reduced. That's going to give us more ability to survive strategically. And we still do have some time that we want to dedicate here. I could spend a Tilium. I'm worried about spending Tilium. I don't have a hero point to spend here. Now, here's the thing. I could spend 1 turn and a Tilium, which would cost 2 turns to get back, to gain 5 supplies. And I would normally have to spend 2 turns to get 3. So in my opinion, I actually think that this is worth doing, and then we just harvest some Tilium manually. So I'm going to go ahead and check out some supplies for a green planet. Then I might look into doing some R&D research. Yeah, I'm kind of looking around here, like the fleet evasion could be really useful. It's only 3%, but that could make a difference. The other thing is being able to heal your heroes without losing an action point could be really useful. So I think I'll build a med bay just because the potential to get heroes hurt is worth it. And then I'm going to go ahead, and because our Tilium is relatively low, I'm going to try to refine some Tilium here. Okay, so we did get a negative effect here. We can spend 4 supplies to avoid a 200 health loss. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another Tilium emergency refining, just so that we get +1 Tilium in case another event spawns. And then I'll spend 4 supplies to avoid this. While we have the supplies, I think it is good to spend them. Although we do need to think of these health points as a we need to think of these health points as a resource in of itself. Okay, so we've set ourselves up for battle. Let's go ahead and double check our hangar setup. So we should have a Viper, a Raptor, and a Wolf ready to deploy. I think only my Viper has a hero in it. All right, let's start battle. We've repaired our ships. We've assigned our heroes. I already had the heroes assigned. We've upgraded stuff. We've upgraded things. We've got, select the civilian defense. What does that mean? Oh... 2 civilian ships need to be selected to be a part of the civilian defense. These will take part in the sector escape battle to prevent silence from attacking. So basically, these are the ships that we're going to have at risk. And it's going to be the mining ship and the botanical cruiser. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in. So our current sector is Omicron Lucia. If we go to Sardar B, it looks like we would be able to get some fuel, which I think is really important considering how low our Tilium is. Considering Tilium is used for events all over the game. So we'd be able to get Tilium. We'd be able to get a hero or a squadron, and a hero could be really useful. An auxiliary or weapon system would be useful, versus down here we'd get supplies, Tilium, or a civilian ship. Ooh, another civilian ship would be super good. Civilian ships are really good. The fact that this has Tilium and a civilian ship, we're going to go to Biako. So we're going to compute an FTL jump to Biako. So we've got a Typhon class frigate, a Type D Mauler from the Cylon fleet. And now we're into the tactical combat part of the game. And this is where the real meat and potatoes of the moment-to-moment gameplay begins. So our Viper and Raptor are already deploying. because they're in the first 2 slots. We have to survive for 2 minutes before we can do a jump. Now, if we do an emergency jump, we will spend Tillium. Otherwise, a regular jump will only cost 1 Tillium rather than 4. The game is, it's recommended that you pause and unpause. We do have nuclear missiles if we need to make an emergency explosion. We also have offensive flak. We could undeploy this to deploy a different item in here, but I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that the nuclear launcher is deployed, and we don't want to take any damage on our capital ship if we can avoid it. So I'm going to unpause the game until we get some Dratus contacts. All right, here we go. We've got some Dratus contacts here. It's a striker. It's 2 strikers with 150 health each. These guys have disruptive bullets, so they apply slow to enemy units, and they're focused. So they always keep their original target unless they are taunt. Normally when you shoot a ship, it'll change its target to you. So right now these guys, I can't tell what they're targeting on, but basically they're probably targeting on one of my civilian ships or my capital ship. So our Raptor has been deployed. I'm going to tell my Raptor to get to about to this position. I'm going to tell my Viper to attack this Dratus contact. So basically what he will do is he'll make his way out here, and when they spawn, he will immediately engage. Whereas, yeah, so I wanted my Raptor to be about here, because he needs a few seconds to set up for shooting. You can see there's like this little circle around him. When that fills up, he's ready to shoot. All right, we've got another striker spawning over here. Plus we have a missile, and it's a homing missile. We've taken out one of the enemies, and we've taken out the second enemy. I'm going to send you after the striker. I'm going to reposition you just a smidge forward in this direction. We do need to be prepared for this missile. Excellent, we've already killed an enemy unit. I'm going to reposition my Viper to the left, because I suspect that we might get some Dratus contacts over here to the left. And I'm going to move this guy just a smidge forward into the path of the missile, and I'm going to pre-target him on it. And then I'm going to retarget my Viper on the Heavy Raider, but I am going to keep him over here in the center because there is a potential. Uh-oh, this homing missile is going faster than I expected. Okay, it didn't hit my Raptor, but we did take it out. Let's go for the Heavy Raider. These guys are a little bit harder to kill, and they do have the Blood Frenzy, so they get 10% extra damage every time it deals damage. So these are very scary guys. We've already managed to make it through 30 seconds. Now the boarder is one I actually haven't seen. It has focus and boarding. When it attacks a civilian ship, oh, damn, that's bad. Okay, so under no circumstances can we let a boarding ship make it to either our Gunstar or our civilian ships, because this would cause a massive crisis in the strategic phase. So I need to immediately target both of my ships onto this to take it out. Let's see, Overload Berserker. Every 10 seconds upon arrival, one unit will gain the Silent Overload Berserker. Unit gains a big damage increase, but at the expense of taking damage. And then you've got Blood Frenzy. All units gain the Blood Frenzy. Okay, so that's this ship's unique ability. Enemies take more damage, but they deal more damage. All right, so we managed to take out that guy immediately, and we triggered this guy's extra speed. I'm going to push left here, again, because I'm worried about potential Dratus contacts. So now we've got a group. This is where potentially deploying our flak could be really good. I'm not quite ready to deploy the flak. This guy is actually perfectly positioned to hit this first striker as he comes out. I'm going to keep my Viper back slightly to be ready to engage, and I will look to deploy the flak. But I need to wait until these guys are a little bit closer to actually deploying. So about now, they're about to deploy, because it does take some time for the flak to make it to its destination. And so we're going to deploy the flak here. And as they fly through the flak, this guy will then pick up the slack. So I'm just going to have him be at the edge of the flak in terms of aggro range, like right there. So we'll pull him back slightly. Here comes the flak hit. We're hitting them. We've got a striker on the left. We've got a striker on the right. Hopefully we can take these guys out. Beautiful. I need you to immediately target here. I need you to immediately target here. We've also got a Cylon nuclear missile coming. We don't want to be anywhere near this thing when it goes off. This is a regular fighter. We are going to take a little bit of damage here. I need you to retarget to the nuke. Immediately, boom. Okay, we took some damage on one of our ships. That's fine. I need you to retarget to the striker. You target to this striker. We've got another 53 seconds before we can warp. Or before we can jump, rather. Alright, we're going to split our targeting. Raptor going for the border. Viper going for this border. I'm worried. Alright, this border is down. I need you to take out that missile. What is this? It's a homing missile, so it's not actually that scary. You can take that out. You prepare for the striker. He should be able to hit that, and then I can get him to hit this as well, although I want you to stay in position before you hit it, and now hit it. There is a nuke coming, pre-targeting the enemy Dratus contacts. It would be nice if he did slightly more damage, because it means the enemies here would only be hit in 2 hits rather than 3. I need you to target the nuke, but I want you to stay in your position. I don't know if there's a way to tell them to target something without moving. Right, nuke is down, perfect. Beautiful, good job, Viper. Let's pull you back. We need to start playing towards our ships because we're going to be ready to... You have to get your ships back in the hangar before you jump. We're getting close to the time that we need to jump. I'm just going to say, get back into the ships. We're going to hit jump as soon as we can. Massive enemy fleet coming. We could deploy a nuke. I don't think we need to. FTL ready. Hit the jump button the second it's available. And we're jumping. We're out. Woo! It's a very tense tactical battle. Okay, so now that we successfully did it, I think we took a little bit of damage on one of these ships. I'm not sure which one. We did get a little bit of experience on this. Now the Viper's level 3. And we also got some fate. So Shadow Veil, the next sector has 1 additional safe turn available. No event or foreseeable crisis can trigger in a safe turn. We could get experience for Hippolytus. Hippolytus is the mining ship. If we could get this to a higher level, we would get more scrap per jump. Or we could give our Raptor plus 30 experience. This wouldn't level up the Raptor, but it would be nice. I think getting Hippolytus to level 2 would actually be very powerful because it makes the ship more survivable. So I think we're going to grab Exalted. Awesome. So we made it through the jump, and we have a few things that we want to tackle here. So we could train the crew of Hippolytus twice. This would get us now an extra 60% scrap per jump with this ship, and that would really add up, right? When you consider how much it costs to do things. I need to think carefully about what we want to do. Let's have a look. We could get another civilian ship. I'm going to prioritize the civilian ship, and I want to make sure I don't use this guy because he's good at extracting Tillium. So instead, I'll use this guy to salvage. Now, I don't know how many civilian ships I'm allowed to have, but we found the Viceroy, and this will give us supplies every jump. It's a botanical cruiser. It is an uncommon ship. Excellent. And it's in really bad shape. Okay, we have a event here. Let's go ahead and check it out. As I'm sure you're aware, Commander, a new batch of medicine has been prepared and is about to be shipped across the fleet. It is a bit of an unusual request, but I'd like to get my hands on some of it. It will have consequences on healthcare, I understand, but I really could use it. So I could improve Cyrene Vasilenko's, who is one of my heroes. I could improve my healthcare, which is worrying. She is an important part of my crew, but like, what's more important to me is the healthcare of the whole fleet, or is it the morale of this hero? Well, I mean, the healthcare of the whole fleet, the needs of humanity take precedence in my mind. I'm sorry, Cyrene. It's just like, we're saving the last vestiges of humanity here, and I apologize that your morale has declined. And one of the things about morale is, if morale goes low enough, you can trigger a personal crisis, which is very dangerous. So we do need to be careful about, how much we ding the morale of our heroes. Everything is a resource in this game. So we're going to go ahead and harvest some Tillium. We'll get +5. It'll cost us 1. I'm going to send Fernandez here because he is a travel planner, which means he will get us +1 Tillium, effectively paying for the cost of the mission. Now, we have a ton of supplies, so I don't think we need to take these supplies. We could probably leave these here. And we do have a crisis coming. So I think I'm going to have a look and see if I can level this guy up. Now, he's a travel planner. Now, he's a CAG. So as long as he's in a deployed squadron, all squadrons will gain 3% damage per this hero's level. He's currently level 2? Not sure, but he will go to level whatever this is. Obtain 1 extra nuke every time this hero resolves a POI with nuke rewards. Nukes are very hard to get. I only have 2 right now. Gain extra fleet health every time this hero resolves a POI with a fleet health reward. I don't think I want to assign him to a Gunstar, but being able to get extra nukes would be really powerful. It's kind of unfortunate that he's a CAG and he's getting these kind of hero action things when he already has Travel Planner. I would have liked something else, but I will take the extra nuke. That's fine. We do have a level up, I believe, in the Viper. So let's have a look. It's going to go to level 3. Getting immunity to all friendly fire damage is actually insane because it means in theory that this thing could tank a friendly nuke or even an entire flak barrage. A signature bypass, all enemies within a radius of 56 TU flee towards their capital ship for the duration. While fleeing, they cannot attack. That's actually a really powerful crowd control ability. Battle Scars is also incredibly powerful for a ship that you want to tank a bunch with. I kind of like the idea of signature bypass. This looks like an incredibly powerful ability, but it is important to remember you can only have 3 active abilities. And the Viper already has Hunter Instincts and the HM missile launcher, which I actually forgot about using, but I'm going to go for signature bypass because being able to make a bunch of enemies flee for 8 seconds and then like get back to the capital ship could be a very powerful ability. It also gains speed every time it kills an enemy unit. That's like super powerful. I don't really like the idea of getting an ability that makes you stronger when you lose a unit. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, so we've got a bunch of potential narrative events in here. Sad faces and empty glasses all around you. You wave back. All right, so chat with some healthcare specialists. I think it would be good if we brought her. We can gamble scrap. I don't really want to gamble scrap. It would be nice to improve our healthcare. Our healthcare is average. We can get positive effects if we buff up our healthcare. I mean, it would be nice to have a healthy population, but we also need Cyrene Velizenko to be like mentally in a good place. So we're playing some sort of sports game, talking about anecdotes. We're sweaty and exhausted. We step away feeling better than ever. Now, we do make a lot of supplies every jump, so I feel like I'm pretty safe to spend a bunch of supplies to get her morale to jump back up. I think I'm actually pretty okay with that. Sip by sip, the glass is empty, the heads get lighter, soon you're walking back to your quarters. So my hope is now her morale has gone up, but I don't know if this is indicating correctly because I feel like it should have gone up a lot more. So it looks like you can do just 1 bar event per hop, which is fine. Like, everything is a choice. Everything is, you have to calculate. And so I think because we have a lot of Tilium, we don't need to do any of this emergency refining. So instead what I'm going to do is have a look at these ships. It would be nice to repair you, but I don't know if I feel safe burning that scrap, when I would maybe prefer to use the Hippolytus and train its crew at least once, because one more time we should get it to the top. We've got an emergency in the CIC. Pax Capricorna, a new crisis. Commander, the fleet is in chaos. Every day, every hour, some lunatic from the workers, the underworld, or even the military causes an incident. This is the captain of the Viceroy. Earlier today, 2 men from these factions fought to the death on one of my decks. My crew is petrified. You have to do something, Commander. I implore you. They cut off communications before I respond. I don't appreciate civilians shouting at us, but the captain is right. The factions are out of control. They need to be reminded of your power, sir. I have an idea. We should stockpile as much scrap as possible. Then we repair everything on the Viceroy, make sure no one has any reason to complain for a while. Or we cut off all travel in the fleet. A blockade. That would show your might. Bypass the crisis for now, but lock all civilian ships for one sector. Deteriorate the relation with a random faction every 6 turns. I think we have the scrap to do this. We have enough scrap to move forward with our plan. We're waiting for your signals to distribute it all over the Viceroy. Let's do it. We solved the crisis without any major negative effects, although it has burned through a lot of our resources. The secret meetings between a bunch of the factions. Alright, we'll keep them away. Keep them happy. I think what we want to do is upgrade this scrap cruiser again, because that's going to get us a lot more scrap per jump. So we'll train this crew. I'm worried about the low level of our scrap. I don't think we need supplies, so I'm going to spend... I could invest in this to get these guys to... It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could, in theory, get these guys to level 3, which would be 70 scrap per jump, which would be big, or we could get 40 scrap right now. I think playing a long game, like, we're going to need to survive for a very long time. So I feel like training this crew and trying to make it through events that appear here. So we've got another crisis here, or an event. Military officers came up with supplies that were unaccounted for. They would like us to have them. Probably is the way they show their content with our current relationship. So we can gain some supplies and improve our relationship with the military. So this would give them I can either increase their influence or reduce their relations. I'm going to increase their influence. I'm okay with them having influence, at least because I haven't seen any major negative effects just yet. And we're going to keep training the crew of the Hippolytus because we just need as much scrap long term. I think this sort of training will have really good returns on investment over the course of the game. To prevent Cylons from attacking all civilian ships and allow, you need to choose 2 civilian ships that will remain behind to provide cover and protect the others during battle. The Cylons will always attack them as they're vulnerable. Yeah, so I think we use the mining ship and the botanical cruiser because they are the healthiest. And the mining ship also has a lot more health than the other ones, especially because now it's a level 3. And the Viceroy is just too weak to really do much. But I'm pretty much happy with the setup that we have. I don't think we need to make any major changes. So let's go ahead and start the next battle. I don't have enough resources to really do much. So we're going from Biako. We can either go to Ahir Australis, which is a safe sector, which does not have a major crisis. It does have a wreckage where you can get a shipwreck or a civilian cargo wreck. We can get supplies, and we can get Tilium, or we can go to Scorpy, which has the elite high-risk, high-reward battle. I mean, I feel like we're in a really strong position. I feel like we could take on an elite. It's got supplies, it's got Tilium, it's got a temple ruin, an optional elite Cylon battle. Let's do it. Let's compute Scorpy. So we've got a Typhon class frigate, which is a Type B Blitz. So let's take a look at its abilities here. It's got the Overload Berserker. Every 10 seconds upon battlefield arrival, 1 unit will gain the Berserker ability, which means it does more damage and takes more damage. Then it's got Tactical Jump. So every Cylon unit, when it arrives, will get will get a pretty significant speed boost for 4 seconds, which is quite scary. We're going to need to make use of all of our abilities. I think I'm going to deploy the Viper and the Raptor. I think I'm happy with those 2 ships. Let's begin the battle. We've got 2 Raiders coming in. I'll deploy my Raptor to here, and I'll push my Viper more forward. Ooh, I've got Raiders coming in on the right. I'll get the Viper on those, and I'll position you here. Because I think the Viper should be able to take out these guys pretty quickly. There we go, easy, and you get to work on this. You're in position for these guys coming from the left. You're good here. I could deploy a missile. Deploy that missile against this guy, and then grab him if you can. Okay, he did not get the damage. You're going to kill him before he gets to shoot. We've got a heavy raider. Get the Viper on him. We'll move the Raptor forward. Try to get into an interception position. Now, the Raptor needs to be stationary to gain a combat power. Our Viper took a little bit of damage. We've got a homing missile coming. I don't know what it's targeted at. But we are cleaning up the enemies. I'm going to pull you back. We've got strikers here. I forget what strikers are good at. They're focused and they do slow bullets. Pull you back. Okay, the homing missile is going for there, so that's fine. We shouldn't have too much of an issue with that. Take out that homing missile. Beautiful. Perfect. We've got a raider and a heavy raider. I'm going to position you slightly to the left, and then you're going to go after the heavy raider. You can theoretically attack the enemy frigate if you're crazy. You wait for that heavy raider. We're going to deploy a missile. I'm probably going to deploy a missile on the raider. No, we should be able to just get the Viper on him. Okay, he's out of range, so I'm going to deploy the missile on him. And then go for the other raider. I've got my Raptor covering the left side. I haven't needed to use my flak just yet. I think we're comfy. We do have a homing missile coming out. Pull you this way. Hopefully this homing missile is dealt with. Beautiful. We've got a couple of raiders coming this way. Let's get you forward again. Take him out. We've got a homing missile coming. Cleaning them up. Not too bad. Excellent. Let's see. So homing missile, homing missile. I'm going to retreat you slightly, just in case the homing missile is aimed at you. Does not seem to be. We'll get you on the heavy raider. You have no more missiles. I think we made good use of those missiles. We'll get you over here. I'll get you on this guy. Should be able to deal with these. We've got a raider coming out here as well. We might take some damage on this side. Yeah, we took just 12. Which is not 0. It's important to note. 24 seconds, so I think one more wave is all we need to take on. Got a raider here coming in. taking him out. Alright, I'm going to pull my Raptor back because it's slower. Let's pull it back to about here to cover the ships. Then pull you to here. I need you to stop immediately. We need to escape pretty much immediately. I'm going to start retreating the Raptor on deploying. I'm going to start undeploying the Viper, who will retreat nice and quickly. We've got 3 seconds until we can jump. I need these ships inside. Come on, get in, and we jump. Okay, managed to jump out. Only took 12 damage across all of our fleet. Got a decent amount of experience on these guys. Beautiful. We got some fate points. We can get more fate points, or we can get experience on the Asham, which is a botanical cruiser, or we can give the Raptor some more experience. Now, this would actually level up the Raptor now, so that actually doesn't sound too bad. Fate, I haven't actually seen myself need to use, so I think leveling up the Raptor gives me like a lot of options when it comes to the tactical battle. So we're in a very dangerous area. We did get a bunch of supplies. We've got an optional battle that we can take on here. We would get a legendary auxiliary system from an elite Cylon battle. Well, let's see what we can do to make ourselves stronger here. Let's have a look at the Raptor. We'll level it up. So 5% evasion is pretty good passive evasion. It's like a 1 in 20% chance to just take 0 damage. A 5% chance to do double damage is actually pretty damn good too. Evasion focus, it gives it 40% evasion. Well, this thing doesn't necessarily get into a whole lot of combat, and it already has a survivability ability in the form of health every 15 seconds, which is like, what, over the course of a 2-minute battle, which is the average length of a battle, it's like you're talking 80, 160. It's basically a full heal every battle, and it does have a base 30% evasion. So this would actually be a significant increase in its combat evasion. This would bring it up to maximum evasion for 6 seconds. But I just don't know how important that is versus having a 5% chance to do double damage, which could come in very clutch. Like if there's, you know, a bunch of units coming at you and you'll need 4 shots on average to kill them all. If you can crit one of them for double damage, that means you only need, like, you know, if it's 2 units, you need 4 shots. It would mean you would clear them in 3 shots, which this has the potential to be useful. It also has the potential to be not very useful, but I do always like the idea of critical hits. I think it's a very RNG type play. I would like to fight this optional battle. Let me go ahead and take a look at this. So what do we have here? We can get fate points if we check out the temple ruin. We can get Tilium. Now, I haven't actually had a need to use any fate points. Let's go ahead and check out the bar first. So we can play Pyramid with Cyrene Velisenko. I want to have a look at her morale, because I would expect her morale to be higher because I invested a decent amount of resources in getting her better morale. I would like to do an activity with Horatius Fernandez to get him a reload ability. So I don't think we need supplies. I mean, these fate points are they kind of seem like rare and difficult to get. So I'm going to use this guy, Fernandez, because I want him to level up. So we'll pray in the temple for some fate. Now let's have a look. So we could give him an assignable squadron ability. Every time it activates an ability, it would restore hull points. That's actually really good. Weakening shot. Every time the Gunstar weapon makes the enemy weak. Bypass doesn't count. I think weakening shot, because he already has a fast reloader. He's already a gun guy, right? So he does extra damage resistance for every level that he has when he's assigned to a gun. We can make him make enemy units weaker with his gun. I think I want to go for the Cylon Elite battle. I think that would be super interesting. Let's do it. I'm kind of scared, but I want to do it. I'm terrified. I don't think I have anything that needs to level up. We could do the bar stuff first. Let me have a think about this. We chat with the healthcare specialist or gamble scrap. Let me play Pyramid with Velisenko again. We do have the supplies to improve her morale again. So let's just pay these supplies. So her morale is now good. Okay. So good morale is, well, it's good, right? But it means that they're potentially closer to a thing. All right, let's do this elite battle. Oh, I'm kind of nervous. Maybe we should update the fleet. Let me see. What can I update? I would love to be able to launch an extra squadron, so I might save up for that. I don't think I need another weapon dock. Let me see what weapons we have available. Yeah, I think the only weapons we have are nukes and a flak right now. I think we save scrap to be able to deploy multiple ships. Yeah, let's jump in here. I'm worried. Oh boy. Okay, you're about to jump into a point of interest in style of battle. In battle poi missions, you jump in with your Gunstar and squadrons, but not your civilian ships. Repair your Gunstar and squadrons, assign heroes and weapons in the hangar. Okay. I think it could be worth it here to reinforce our hull. Let's do it. Though we have a little bit more hull. I'll jump in. Let's go. I'm ready for battle. Jump complete, Commander. Cylon frigate on Dratus. It appears to be disabled, only protected by turrets. That's a lot of defense for one ship. It must carry something nice. Could be worth the fight. Lead the way, Major. I'll see to it. So we've got a sniper turret in the Typhon class capital ship. We can emergency jump out whenever we need to. We've got raiders coming. I'll get my Raptor on that sniper turret. These guys don't seem to have any special abilities, even though this is an elite battle. My Viper is taking damage, which I don't like. Whereas I prefer to take the damage on the Raptor. Oh yeah, they're targeting me. Fire a missile over there. Target this guy. We've taken out the sniper turret. We've got some elite raiders over here. Take out that enemy. You attack here. Good job. Get to work on this. Take out the elites. You missed. Alright, the regeneration on this guy is really helping. Take him. Go after him. I do have a flak available. Target this guy. You take out him. I'm trying to just clear the battlefield enough to where I can get a chance to damage the enemy ship. Take them out one by one. Can you get a shot off on them? You can, great. Target you. Okay, they're coming after my Viper and I don't want my Viper to take damage. If we can avoid it. Alright, let's drop some flak right there. There's a heavy raider damaging you. That's okay. Oh my god, this is a struggle. There's so many enemies. I'm gonna fire a nuke to commit to this battle. Big damage on the enemy ship. Oh my god, there's so much happening. I want to deploy the flak on the enemy ship if I can. Jesus. Okay, yeah, I just need to flak this, I think. There's so many! I have an idea. I'm going to try to buy time until the next flak round, and then I'm going to send my two ships all in on the enemy doodad. The micromanagement is crazy, dude. Okay. Okay, I think I'm starting to get a handle on it. Let another few seconds pass. Deploy that flak over there. Get a bit of damage on the enemy cap ship. We're finally pushing back. It feels like. Gonna use a signature bypass to scare these ships back a little. Oh my goodness, this is like a crazy... I'm like trying to micromanage and make sure that I'm just constantly killing, trying to minimize the movement distance on my ships. I think we can get a pretty savage flak off on these 4 ships. I'm gonna fire another nuke because I'm crazy and I want to win the battle. Don't let them kill your brother. He's not actually your brother, but it's just what I'm saying he is called. Alright, good job. Keep microing. I need you to take out these guys that are chasing down the Viper. Maybe I should switch the Viper out. What do we have here? A wolf? No, I have a plan. I have a plan. Drop some flak right there. You get in here to deal damage. Shoot this guy who's coming for you. Get over here. Oh my goodness. I might have to swap this Viper out. He's a little bit too low health. Okay, a critical effect threshold has been triggered. That's fine. Let's deploy the wolf. So the wolf has damage resistance and taunt. I don't like missing. We did take out this striker. Oh my goodness. Drop flak on that side. Alright, Viper's holding. Oh my god, I might have to flee. What if we just go all in on the enemy ship? No, we're taking way too much damage. Oh, damn! Can I restart the battle? Oh! Dude, that went so badly. And we have a crisis. Oh, God. I should have just all-in'd. I should have just all-in'd. Phil, you better take it outside the CIC. Recent squadron tests aren't great. Thrusters are jamming all the time. It's our old, dated, broken squadrons that are actually keeping us safe. Modern ships, highly advanced weapons, they all failed when the Cylons attacked. These squadrons are fed at any time. They break down. We break down a squadron unit. The Viper. Ooh. I don't want to break down the Viper. Let's have a look and see if we can tackle this crisis head on. An issue requires your attention, Commander. Got it. Commander, report on the Cylons. We spotted in the sector. Surprise attack worked, but the Raiders managed to wound some of our pilots. We'll make the Raiders pay next time. Dude, this is so bad. This is so bad. Our Raptor is damaged. We don't have the scrap to repair it. Our Scimitar is damaged. I can spend a hero action on this to avoid this. Go to a battle without assigning Ian, so I need to unassign him. Oh, Jesus. Alright, can I get scrap? No, the only way I'm going to get scrap is by emergency recycling. So please go ahead and triage the injured passengers to prevent this damage from being taken. I absolutely need the Raptor. The Wolf I can live without, but the Raptor is like a big part of my power here. I don't want to taunt. I do like the idea of it having extra damage against units that's not attacking. I'm turning it into like a sniper. The Viper is ready to level up as well. Gains 100% rate of fire if it hasn't moved for the last 30 seconds. This is like allowing it to like blast down an enemy capital ship. I do like the idea of Bloodthirst. I think this signals really well with Hunter's Dash. So it would gain damage and speed. Also, just getting extra passive speed is pretty damn good. But I like the idea of getting extra damage because a small amount of damage can be the difference between needing to two-shot or one-shot an enemy. And making sure you can keep as many enemy units in the one-shot range is actually really important. So I think that's what we're going to go for. I do have a ship that I need to repair. We may go into battle without repairing it. Oh, these guys got wounded. I'm going to... I need to unassign Ian. So he's undeployed, which I assume is what this needs me to do. And this ship is in bad shape. Yeah, I think I just need to get scrap. An issue requires our attention. The Gunstar's cargo hydraulic systems was denied. It works now, but it's extremely fragile. Fire could destroy the whole system. Floating garbage. Oh no, our maintenance is going to deteriorate because we don't have the scrap to solve this issue. Oof. More scrap. We need to get this ship's health up. Another crisis. The military's been assessing firepower ever since we left the colonies. The ranks need security clearance. Careful, Commander, we can't give them too much power. I think the military's influence is quite low at the moment, so increasing their influence doesn't seem like a big deal. Yeah, we need to just keep salvaging. I might be able to get one more repair off on this. Oh, Jesus. Dratus contact. Alright, here's one more repair. Civilian defense. We'll stay with the same two. We'll start the battle. Oh, God. Oh, no! So what have we got here? We got a trade beacon. The scrap shop. Well, I can't really do anything with a scrap shop. I could really use the scrap and gamma terid, though. So we'll gamma terid. Right, we've got a Hydra class frigate, which is a Type B Sentinel. Automated weapon firing a single enemy squadron, so it will defend itself. It's got the mutation prepared shot. Every 10 seconds upon battlefield arrival, one Xylem will gain the overload prepared shot. It will deal 100% damage, but its abilities have longer cooldown. Right, that's kind of a problem. So we've got Cylon mines. These are proximity mines. When any non-Cylon unit is in range, the mine explodes after cooldown, dealing all damage to all units. It's 500 damage. Holy... It will still explode if destroyed. Okay. We're going to need the Raptor here to clear these mines. I think the Viper is going to have to play close duty. We have no nuclear weapons. I wasted them on that battle. I mean, it was a high risk, high reward, and I got no reward. So, see that small circle? That's the range of the Viper, so he literally cannot attack these. There's raiders dropping right on top of us over here, so we need to go clear those. Hopefully we can prepare for this. Two of them are dropping instantly. And we should be able to clear the other two before they get any damage in. We've got a sniper coming. I'm going to move my Viper into position on that sniper. We've got a sniper over here. They'll probably get 2 shots off on our civilian ships. That's okay. Not a huge amount we can do. We could... Get out of there. Okay, okay. He can trigger them and dodge. I'm going to drop flak over there to see what we can do. Then head over to this sniper. One of my cruisers has been... My civilian cruisers has been damaged more than I would like. There's one sniper down. The cruiser's still taking damage. The Viper takes a while to get into position, unfortunately. What is this? It's an explosive missile, so we want to ideally avoid being in melee with it. Good shot. But sometimes we don't have a choice. You did evade it, it seems. Trigger this and then head for the sniper. Actually, you need to get over here for the raiders. I'll use a missile for the sniper. Missile on that sniper. Get to work. Get over here for these snipers. You're in position. Shoot them. Good hit. We've got another explosive missile. It will cross your range. You've almost got another flak ready. Take him out. This guy has the extra damage bonus, which is annoying. 45 damage on a hit. We've got a Tempest coming in. This has a missile launcher. We've got an explosive missile coming and a Tempest coming from here. Let's drop some explosives there. I think that will help. He's in the flak range. You need to hit that missile. You need to hit this Tempest. Get out of the missile. Explosion. Okay, we can use the explosions against our enemies, which is good. There's a heavy raider coming too. I wasn't sure if that was possible. Right, you're ready to take out that sniper. You can come here and deal with these heavy raiders. Scare them back while you clear them. Missile this guy in the butt. Go for that Tempest. Clear this mine. Move this way. Stop moving. Damn it, he fired a missile off. He got a missile off. Ouch. And you just wasted a shot on it for no reason. Get that explosive missile. Oh, he's got another missile. He's going to missile them again. Unless I can drop flak on them and break that missile. Get out of there. Get out of it. Oh, you're taking way too much damage. Oh. Yeah, it's hard. Oh, that civilian ship's going to take a hit, man. Immediately start retreating the Raptor. That's a lot of snipers! Oh, Jesus, jump! Oh, God! I'm sorry, Viper, I left you out. Oh, God. I can keep my Viper from getting wrecked. I think that's a good call. Oh, Jesus, I'm in a boss sector. I'm so dead, dude. Oh my God, I made so many poor decisions. Oh, okay, he fixed our... I think he's fixing our squadrons, so they won't be slow anymore. Heal. I need you to heal. It costs a lot of boobads, but I need you to be healed. Oh, we've got fires. Oh, God. Okay, let's think about what we can do here. I think we have a lot of health and we have a decent amount of supplies, so I think we can risk this. It avoids a lot of damage. I think we can tank this. It's only a small amount of damage. We're more worried about hull and scrap right now, so let me put... This guy's better at salvaging Tillium, so I'll put my XO on this. Scavenge. Scrap. Dude. Needed urgently in the CIC. Death under the stars, a new crisis. Body of the hydroponic farmer has been found in the greenhouse. Appears to be a murder. Farmers are refusing to go back to work. They're scared. Command they want an arrest, looking into the murder themselves. Farming has come to a standstill. Murder on another ship. We have to fleet is counting on us. Production is at stake. So we can take us. Let them resolve it on their own. We can take a huge repair bonus, or we lose. I think we have to. We have to attack the crises head on. Oh God, we've got 2 crises going. Alright, let's brief the staff to get rid of this crisis. Last generation squadrons have been solved. Some good news, the squadrons have been upgraded. Fast they were designed to be. Excellent news. Okay, so we cleared 1 crisis and another one sits on top of our chest. We're low on Tillium. I think analyze the video footage, interrogate angry civilians, and perform an autopsy. Oh, this requires a lot of supplies, which we do not have. We could pick up some supplies to make this easier, but we need some Tillium. So I'm gonna put this guy on the Tillium side of things, because we just don't have a lot right now. It would have been nice to get the nukes. Healthcare has gone down. Oh, dude, we could have got 4 nukes here. That would have been helped with an elite, right? If we take these supplies, even just a +5, that should allow us to clear this crisis. Oh, another issue. Oh, God. I have requests regarding my personal project. I need some nails and screws, fleet maintenance, needs other ships to help. Okay, so we can improve this guy's morale. We lose maintenance status. I think we need to improve our maintenance status. We can't let our maintenance decline. It's already started to decline. Sorry, Horatio. Oh, sweet, merciful Jesus. All right, we got to analyze the footage. It's going to cost us 6 supplies. Then we need to interrogate the civilians. This is going to cost us a little bit of fleet health. We lost the maximum possible amount. Death under the stars has progressed. Our suspect has been located. We just need to nab him. Right, go. Another issue? The underworld's handling security. This is not appreciated by the military. It's supposed to be handling it themselves. One's controlling every ship in the fleet. So I can increase the underworld's influence I think we're going to try to stick with being friends with the military and let the underworld deteriorate, because the military are the ones who are actually flying like the ships and stuff. And the problem is the military are now powerful, so we can't let our relationship with them dip anymore. Let's go ahead and arrest the criminal. It's going to cost 2 supplies and it has a big risk. It's rough. But, I mean, what option do we have? We need to clear crises. We're on a boss sector as well. We can't really deal with this. The murderer's been apprehended. Fellow worker. A damn lover's quarrel. And to think the farmers here had the wrong guy. The marina turned out to be innocent. I want to thank you for your work. Make good use of it. It's a lot of booze. Okay, they gave me a ton of resources. Wow, this is not a good payout. I mean, at this point, we have, like, you know what? Let's all in on the military. Let's make the military powerful. Oh, God, another opportunity. A ballistic breakthrough. Okay, happened because the military's influence is high. Your CAD goes through the morning report. Your mind wanders once again. It's clear our relationship with the military is very good at the moment. You smile any victory, no matter if it's celebrated. With Pod's old-time release, she knows a very way to improve the ammo. Over paragraph on a pre-war air wreckage to grab some samples. Take for a second too much to notice hesitation. Improving ammo would mean faster loading speed, Commander. 20% to all weapon cooldowns for 2 seconds. That would be quite useful. Okay. Resolve 2 wreckage POIs. Got it. Alright, well, I feel like I need to have my capital ship above a certain level of health. Right, so I got all my ships above the critical health threshold. Remember when we were so optimistic? Do you remember? You know what? I kind of need this nuke. So I'm going to go ahead and get it. It's just like a get out of jail free card. We do have a Dratus contact. I'm pretty sure I'm going to die here. I think it's over for us, boys. Let's try to make sure that our mining ship is healthy. Bring it up to max health. Everyone is assigned to something. We can do a bar event if we want. Siren's killing streak is off the charts. Kill somebody silence. Maybe so we wear a badge of honor. Siren Rock Velisenko. Warlord. So I can improve her. I'm going to call her Spear. Feels like she's been really precise with her sniping, you know? I'm not looking forward to this. Oh wait, I still have a bar event I can do. Discuss a secret deal with the military. I can turn Tillium into nukes. I need to make the maintenance specialists happier. 1 random squadron gets a bonus. Well, that wasn't very good. Wasn't what I was hoping for. I was hoping to improve my relationship with the maintenance. Oh, sweet, merciful God. Okay, so it looks like I can have five civilian ships in my fleet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be like one of those choke points where we just die. It's ogre for us, man. Hey, there's a rebel trader beacon at least. Oh, man. I'm going to get my ass handed to me. It's a base star? We're far from the colonies. It couldn't be possible. Oh, no. A screeching sound erupts from the speakers as the CIC goes dark. What do we have here? The voice that speaks is high-pitched, full of confidence and malice. Are we being hacked? Poor little humans, afraid of the dark, are we? You're brave enough to make it this far from Caprica. But do you really think he would let you live? N5, the clerk. Sir, he's calling you from the base star. Now let's get to it, shall we? I don't have all day. Commander, multiple missiles nearly hit us. Don't worry, it'll be over soon. By the gods, everyone to their battle stations. You're not allowed to emergency jump because the Cylons are hacking. Oh, joy! This thing has 7,000 health. It's the Polyphemus capital ship base star. We're so dead. I'm so dead, dude. They're already firing nukes! Viper, in position. Raptor, get on the nuke. We've got 2 strikers. We're going to take some damage on the Hippolytus. That's okay. We do have a nuke of our own. I could, in theory, stop you to get a little bit of extra damage in. Don't let them shred the ship. You need to be on that nuke next. You need to get on the striker. I have to survive for 2 minutes against all this? These guys slow and can't be taunt. Alright, we've damaged this one. Come on. Alright, we've cleaned them up. I need you to move slightly this way. Get him. Viper, over here. Viper, do me a favor. Shoot a missile at this one. Help this, help the Raptor deal. Good kill. Good kill. Raptor on the sniper. Viper on the striker. We've got a big wave of enemies coming. That might be a nuclear missile. High velocity explosive bullet. Alright, we're definitely going to be dropping the... Oh! What are they doing? Oh, sweet Jesus. Alright, let's drop the flak barrage here. I need you to kill him. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Spread your damage out if you can. Get this guy. You don't have a missile ready. Can you get these guys to flee? Don't go into this stuff. Please don't let the nuclear missiles do what they want to do. Get the nuke, get the nuke, get the nuke, get the nuke. Don't let it through. Alright, good job. Get that sniper. There's a heavy raider spawning over here. You will need to be on this immediately. As will you. Huge. Uh-oh. Okay, we've got the bullets targeting us again. You move this way. I'm wondering if we can make use of this to damage enemies. And it looks like we can. Go get that nuke. Take out those snipers. Can you fire a missile at this sniper while you turn for this guy? Yeah, I know we're taking damage, but we're doing our best to try and minimize it. We've got a heavy raider. We're going to try to time our flak here. We've got 49 seconds. I'm going to try to time the flak. So the second that they arrive, they're in it. Like this. Alright, that was a great flak. I'll see if I can get my Viper to get this nuke. We've got two heavy raiders. Oh, you need to get that. Coming in close. We've also got the fire. Can you aggro both of these while the Viper dodges? Let's get the Viper on this. No, the Viper needs to help. You can switch targets later when it's in range. We're almost ready to jump. 19 seconds. Ooh, man. Another nuke is dropping. We've also got some strikers coming in. Let's position you slightly forward. You're going to move in to try to intercept as well. You're going to go for these strikers, actually. I'm actually going to retreat. And use flak to cover my retreat. I need to get these guys in because I don't want to have to pay to repair them. That's fine. Get them in and jump. Oh! So one of my heroes took some damage. I can heal him. Getting a big repair on the Gunstar would be insane. I can't believe I beat that dude. What has happened? I'm going to have to come back to this game. I tell you what. Editor, roll the opening movie. Get the vibes going. If this video does well, I'm going to do a full damn playthrough. Alright, I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget it's a sponsored video. Ah!